කනෙක් ශ්‍රී ලංකා වැඩසටහන හරහා ඔබ හමුවට ගෙන එන්නට සජීවීව ඍජු විනිවිදභාවයෙන් යුතු ඊටාම හොඳ සාකච්ඡා මණ්ඩපයක් අපේ රටේ ව්‍යවසායකත්වයේ සහ අපේ රටේ ව්‍යාපාරික ප්‍රජාව වෙනුවෙන් හදාගන්නට ගරු අලිසබ්ලි මැතිතුමන් තාරක බාලසූරිය මැතිතුමන් අපිට විශාල සහයෝගයක් දැක්වුවා. මාධ්‍ය ඉතිහාසයේ අප දන්න කාලේ එතෙක් මෙතෙක් ඒ අවකාශය කිසිම රූපවාහිනී නාලිකාවකට මීට පෙර ආතුව හිමි වුණේ නැහැ. ඉතින් ඒකත් සිහිපත් කරනවා. ඒකත් අර one and only chance එකක් opportunity එකක් කියලා අපි හිතනවා. මාධ්‍ය ශාස්ත්‍රයේ ජාතික රූපවාහිනියට ලැබුණු ඒ හරහා මේ අපි connectivity ගැන හරියට කතා කරනවානේ. මහ බැංකුව අධිපතිතුමා කිව්වනේ තරංගය තියෙන්නේ අපේ රට ඇතුලේ නෙමෙයි කියලා. අපි ජාත්‍යන්තරේ අපි ග්ලෝබලි තරංගකාරී වෙන්නේ කොහොමද කියන කාරණාව ගැන කතා කරනකොට ඒ කනෙක් ශ්‍රී ලංකා කියන වැඩසටහන හරහා ඒ ලබා දෙන දායකත්වයට අපි ව්‍යාපාරික ප්‍රජාව වෙනුවෙන් උදක්ම විදේශ කටයුතු අමාත්‍යතුමන්ට රාජ්‍ය අමාත්‍යතුමන්ට හෘදයාංගම කෘතවේදී වෙනවා. එයත් සිහිපත් කරනවා. We have quite a number of foreign delegates joining us for this morning ceremony. Among them we have foreign delegates, investors who are interested in looking at the opportunities that they may find within the exhibition. Among them, I would like to cordially acknowledge the presence of His Excellency, the Ambassador of Egypt, His Excellency Majed Mosley. I heard from IGP Chairman that he has been giving his utmost support and contribution so far, not just for this exhibition. So our gratitude, we are grateful to you, sir, for joining us, for being with us. It means a lot, not just for the industrial sector, as a country, as a whole. We are grateful to you. Thank you. Appreciate your being with us. ඉතින් මේ ප්‍රදර්ශනය දැන් අද තුන්වෙනි දවසනේ. මේක නරඹන්න අපි දන්න නොදන්න රාජ්‍ය මහාමාත්‍යාදීන් වෙන්න පුළුවන්, රටේ නමගිය උදවිය වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඔවුන්ගේ දායකත්වය දක්වන්න සහ මේ පණිවිඩය එළියට අරගන්න සහයෝගය දක්වන්න බොහෝ දෙනෙක් මේ දවස් දෙක ඇතුළත අදත් ඇතුළව එමින් ඉන්නවා. ඒ අතර වාරයේ අපි ගරු කරන අපිට වටින පුද්ගලයෙක් මේ සභාගර්භයටත් පැමිණෙනවා. මේක නායපත්‍රයේ තිබිච්ච අංගයක් නෙමෙයි. නමුත් ඔබතුමන්ගේ අදහස් විමසන්නේ නැතුව අපිට ඔබතුමන්ට මේ සභාගර්භයෙන් පිට වී යන්නට ඉඩ දෙන්නට හැකියාවක් නැති නිසා මගේ ගෞරවනීය ආරාධනය රාජ්‍ය මුදල් කාරක සභාවේ සභාපති පාර්ලිමේන්තු මන්ත්‍රී ගරු හර්ෂ ද සිල්වා මැතිතුමනි ඔබතුමන්ට සභාව අමතන්නට.
Good morning, Honorable Minister, Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs, Honorable Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Governor Central Bank, Chairman IDB, Governors, Excellencies, friends. I didn't come to speak here. I thought I'd speak in English because there are foreign delegates also. I just came to, sort of understand what's going on. I just wanted to sort of mingle and see what's happening here. Since I was forced to make a few comments, by my dear friend Ramesh, I said, okay, I'll do so. So I'll take a few minutes. You see, I heard the last part of my friend Sabri's remarks, and I heard governors when I was coming in. Essentially, what we need to do is to ensure that we become part of the global production network. You understand, for the first time in the world, products are not made in one country. Products are made in different countries. For instance, the example I always take is my iPhone. My iPhone is made in 43 different countries. The screen is made perhaps in Vietnam, but with technology patented in New York at Corning. The speaker may be made in Thailand, but with technology from Bose. Maybe the camera is made in India with the technology from Sony. So if you look at the different components that come together to make your iPhone, they're made in 43 different countries. The previous one, I don't know about the new one. If you look at what's happening in the south of India, for instance, I heard the governor mention Kerala as I was walking in. Now, if you look at Kerala, Karnataka, Telangana, Andhra and Tamil Nadu, you will see the massive growth in industrialization. For instance, iPhone made only about 2.5% of its components in India in the last couple of years. But their projection is 25% by 2026 also. If you look at the investments that are coming in for component manufacturing, particularly in electronics, communication and similar devices, communications devices, it's mind-boggling. Now after the elections, apparently Elon Musk is going to come and he's going to decide whether he's going to put $3 billion in Gujarat, in Maharashtra or Tamil Nadu. So the three states are competing to give Elon Musk the best deal they can offer. Now when you do that, you have the freedom to sort of expand the opportunities that are provided to Tesla or X or Neuralink or to SpaceX or to whatever it is that he's interested in, particularly in EV batteries and so on, because they have the flexibility, they have the fiscal space to do it. So when my friend, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, was explaining to you about the decisions that he had to make in terms of not expanding the economy at the time, but to actually shrinking the economy. This discussion had happened over the years with the good friend Nandalal and so on, that these things were technical matters that needed to happen to sort of slow down the demand so that the inflation could come down. But now the stabilization component is over. Politically we may agree, we may not agree, but that's a different matter. Now we need to think about the growth phase. So if you want to grow and become a developed country by 2048, you need to have a GDP per capita of $19,000. Now we are around $4,000. Next year, depending on who you listen to, the growth will be this year anywhere around 3%. Next year around 4%. By 2026-27, we'll have about 5% max. So if you want to grow after that, from 2027 to 2048, to become a developed country, you need to grow at least at around 8.5%. If you want to become a developed country by 2045, you will have to grow at about 11%. If you want to get it if you want to become a developed country by 2040, you will have to grow at around 14-15%. Now the question is that possible? Is that possible? Well, certainly at 3%, 4% growth trajectory, it is not possible. Then in economics, we talk about sort of a structural shift in your growth path. You have to shift the growth trajectory. So how are you going to do that? So that, I think, is a question for this government and governments to come. We don't belong to the same political party, but I appreciate the fact that we need to talk about continuity. Right? Whoever takes office has to then figure out how are we going to get to that point. Can we get to 14% growth this way? Can we? It's not even, you can't even think about that. But China grew at 8% for 40, 50 years. India is growing at roughly 6, 7% for decades. And Sri Lanka is a small country. We can do it if we get the policies right, if we integrate with the global enterprise. So to integrate with the global enterprise, you need to think about trade and investment policies. How do we create that playing field that we can have investors from Egypt and because I mentioned the word Egypt because you said the High Commissioner was here, Ambassador was here, right? But from other countries as well. Where we getting the technology from? How do we make sure it happens? So I'm just not going to talk too much about this, but Industrial Revolution 1 was the the steam engine and textile mills and things like that first started producing something beyond using your hands. Industrial Revolution 2 was when you had cars, automobiles being made, right? Industrial Revolution 3 was when computers came in the 70s and you started automating factories. Industrial Revolution 4, you have communication devices, you have technology, you have Internet of Things and so on. That's where we are. Industrial Revolution 5 is where a lot of things are going to be automated and humans are going to become part of a robotic industrial revolution. So you have to think about where we are and where we need to go. So in that context, I congratulate the Honorable Minister and the IDB and everyone else for having sort of created this awareness among people. Ramesh was telling me that this is the most participated event thus far, third year running, and some 1,300 odd exhibitors are here. And I must tell you, as an entrepreneur before I became a politician, and also in my own enterprise currently, right? Competing globally is a difficult thing. Sometimes if you have a lot of protection around you, you can compete locally. But what we need to create, ladies and gentlemen, is a competitive economy. We need to create goods and services that can be competitive with our neighbors and others. So in order to do that, we have to think about productivity. We have to think about efficiency. We have to think about policies that are affordable for us to bring that technology, bring that investment in. So I know it's not an easy task, but I just want to lay out sort of the lay of the land to say, look, we have a big challenge and we all need to get together both locally and internationally to make sure we can at least, even if you forget about 14% growth, at least get 10% growth for the next 10 years so that we are on the right trajectory. Thank you very much for the invitation.